Hi friends, Lindsay with Latori Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to create this really cool shell frame display. It is super easy, great for beginners, and looks timeless and classy in your home. One thing that makes this project great for beginners is that it only requires 4 materials, plus just a simple pair of scissors. The first thing you will need is this frame. This is a frame that has an 8x10 opening. There's no mat in the middle, and it's a solid wood. The next material you will need is literally material. This one I picked out a kind of a beachy fabric. It has a nice texture to it. Now in previous projects I have used other materials. This is one that has a more orangey color to it that played off the rustic look of the frame. But right now I was going for a more beachy, classy, classic feel to it, so this is what I chose. And you will need about 1 yard of fabric. Now the next part of the project is to prep the frame. So what you'll want to do is turn it over, and what I like to do is use scissors to pry those metal fasteners so it doesn't mess up your fingers, your fingernails. Gosh, those hurt, right? So I take scissors and I pry those open because what we want to do is get the glass out of there and just keep that black solid backing that we see right here. So one cool trick I have for covering up these pesky label stickers, because they're really hard just to peel up and fully come out, is I actually take one of my Latori Studio branding stickers and place it right over it. Now if you're saying to yourself, Lindsay, I don't have a personal branding sticker, a really good idea is maybe taping a card which tells where these shells came from, a special memory about your vacation, right over it. Like I said, you're going to carefully, so it doesn't break, remove the glass. You can set it aside, discard it, use it for another project. You will not need it for this project. So next you're going to take your fabric, and here I place that backing board that we are keeping right over the top of it. You'll want to leave about 3/4 of an inch excess of fabric because that is what you will use to hot glue over to the back side of the board. So you can see here that I already cut my fabric and it's ready to go. I also ironed it so it pressed out some of the wrinkles. So now that you have that ready, we are ready to hot glue. So this is one that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's a super bonder, and one thing I like about it is it has this really neat stand. So now we're ready to glue the fabric onto the backing board. So just create a line down the side and then bring that fabric over so that it rests on the glue. Just make sure you don't burn yourself. You can use gloves, you can use paper to be the go-between between the fabric and your fingers. I didn't find it to be too hot. And then you're just gonna go and do that around all of the edges, and I'm speeding it up. Don't we wish we could speed up some of our DIY projects? So now you're ready to take that frame and you're going to pop the backing board with the fabric right in it. Easy as that. It comes out pretty cool. So now we're at the fun part. Gather all the shells you've collected. I have a lot in my studio, so I kind of just pulled them from various baskets and jars, and you're just gonna have so much fun arranging. This took a lot longer than I anticipated because I just couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do, but I'm gonna help make your life a little bit easier on the blog, which I will link below. I'm gonna include a few different ideas. I have in the past used these shells. Oh, look at the cool barnacle I'm showing you here. So in the past, I have used the shells to create a family tree, which represented my father, 3 uncles, my cousins, and the newest little baby one of my cousins had just as a gift to her. But I also love the idea about creating a cross out of the shells and maybe putting that in a nursery. And one thing I almost fell in love with here is just doing one big shell right in the middle. I almost decided to do that, but I wanted to do something that would pair with the shell art that I created earlier this morning. Oh, and if you're looking for some good inspiration music while you are placing the shells, trying to get into a rhythm and groove, I will give you my favorite Jimmy Buffett Beach radio station on Spotify for you to listen to while you are making your fun shell art. So this is the design I ended up going with. I wanted something that would blend with the art that I had already created this morning because they were going to be a pair on my home studio wall. So I just did a simple 4 shells. They all had the same color scheme and I thought it went really well. So now you're going to take your hot glue gun and you're going to glue the backs of the shells where they hit the backing board fabric right there. So those are typically, the highest points if you're holding it up, but I just put a few pieces of glue right there, and then without touching the glue so I don't burn myself, I place it back down on the fabric. So that's how you do it, easy as that. I hope you have so much fun making these, and if you do create them in your own home when you're on vacation, maybe as you're dreaming about a beach vacation this winter, do share them with me. Tag me at Latori Studio on Instagram, and I cannot wait to see what you create.